Welcome along, fellow Dark Magician enthusiasts, to another video. Unfortunately for the April 2025 season, I did not hit King of Games. This is now the third time, third month that I've gone without a King of Games rank, which is unfortunate, because in reality, Dark Vision is in a very rough spot. And because of the KC Cup grind, getting so exhausted from that, I was having a mental block, like trying to, do the grind for King Games anytime you start a rank, and it's just like, you just play against heroes, resonators, Salaman grades all the time, and it's very it's very boring, it's very annoying, but still gonna be doing my best, with Dark Vision. I do have a deck profile for you guys today anyway, but it's not my deck. It's not my deck, because there is someone else that got to King of Games with Dark Magician, and I'd say it's a very impressive list from when I first looked at it. So we go King of Games deck, speed, and we look for Dark Magical Circle. I want to give a big shout out to Ray. If you're watching this video, man, big props to you, dude. You did it. Well done. Very proud. Hitting King Games Bane of Darkness, awesome. And if we look at the deck list, this deck list looks really solid. Very, very solid. So, I'm going to be giving my opinions on it. As to the ratios and that, like what I would change possibly. Without further ado, let's get into it. 2 copies of Apprentice Illusion Magician. Now, 2 copies is pretty alright. I have used one before, which one is like, for damage calculation purposes. It can also help you get into your Dark Magician if you don't have any other way to get into Dark Magician. It's a good choice. 2 help. Oops, sorry, I had wrong card swipe. 2 helps you get into it more and also provides more damage during the damage calculation step. The only problem is with Bane of Darkness is that when you discard a card and summon Apprentice Illusion Magician, you're going like -1, -2. It's very, very tough. Like if you're going second, it's a good choice to do. Like if you've got no other way to get into DM. If you're going first though, it hurts you a lot. If you have Fusion Recovery though, you can make up for that. So 2 copies are alright. If you haven't got many copies of Summoner's Art, 2 copies of Apprentice Illusion Magician can work well. Never go 3. 3 is a bit too much. 2 and 1, like there's a sweet spot in between those 2. Then we have 1 copy of Dark Magician Girl. Now, I have said this before, and my reasons as to why I don't run this. Running Dark Magician Girl, you risk bricking. Like this is the one card you don't want to draw unless you've already got a way to get to DM and you've got Fusion Recovery in your hand. Like, this is the one card you do not want to draw, because if you draw Dark Magician Girl, you got no other way to get into DM, you can't play the game, because you need to normal summon DM in order to get Polymerization and Diffusion Wave Motion. Dark Magician Girl can't do that. But this is really good for allowing the effect of the Dark Magicians to be usable for when it's destroyed. So it's a double-edged sword. It's got its good points. It's got its bad points. If you want to run Dark Magician Girl, never run more than 1. 1 is the perfect number. You never run more than 1. Yeah, it's an interesting choice considering the fact that there's a lot of decks out there that love to just activate Dark Hole or just try and board wipe you. This is a good way to keep yourself alive in the game and just keep yourself going. Then we have 1 copy of Buster Blader. Never need more than 1. This is a perfect number. 1 is plenty. 1's good. Then we have 3 copies of Dark Magician because you need to have as much access to DM as possible. I like the Chronicle effects that they've chosen to put on these Dark Magician cards. Very nice. Very, very nice. I like it. Props to you, Ray. Very nice. Yeah, 3's perfect number. Never run less than 3. 1 copy of Forbidden Droplet. Now, 1 is very, very good. 2 is alright. if you're able to, like, keep the, like, if there's a grind game, you're able to, like, keep summoning monsters over and over, like summoning DM from the graveyard, you can just keep using Droplet that way. 1 is a good number because, like, you might not need more than 1. Sometimes you might need 2, sometimes you might only need 1. 1's a good number. If you can't get more copies of this card, 1 is plenty. I've used 1 before and found a lot of success with it. When I was trying my Battle Chronicle deck, I did have 2. I think majority of the time I only ended up using 1. So 1's a good number. Yeah. So if you can't get more than 1, 1's plenty. 1's good. 1 copy of Summoner's Art. Now, I don't know how much Ray has leveled up Bakura DSOD, because that's the only way you can get Summoner's Art, unless you're able to get it through, like, a ticket of sorts. Yeah. Oh no, the structure deck you get when you're starting it as a new player, the Joey structure deck includes a copy of Summoner's Art, so you will end up getting more than 3 if you're starting as a new player. Yeah, if you haven't leveled up Bakura enough, 1 copy is good if you're pairing it with 2 copies of Apprentice Illusion Magician. If you have multiple copies of Summoner's Art, sometimes you can run 2. Running 2 is good. The problem with Summoner's Art is, like, even though it gets us to DM, like, it's the one way to get us to DM, if you already have a DM in your hand, the other copies of Summoner's Art that are in your deck, like, start to become dead cards, and you can't use them whatsoever. So, 1 might be the perfect number. I will have to do some more testing, more play testing, just more grinding, see how it is. But in this version of the deck, 1 seems to be a very good choice. Then we have 3 copies of Dark Magical Circle. Always play 3, because number 1, we need to banish our opponent's cards, because that's really our only interruption. And number 2, we need to get access to DM as much as possible. So 3 copies, perfect number, perfect ratio, all good. If you don't have 3 copies of Dark Magical Circle, you can play 2, but never play just 1. You need to have at least 2, never just 1. You need to have at least 2, 3 is good though. Then we have 3 copies of Book of Eclipse, perfect number. This is the only limited 3 card we can make most use out of, because you can just flip your opponent's entire field to face down defense position. Then you can grab then when you make Dark Cavalry and you attack with Diffusion Wave Motion applied to Dark Cavalry, you can just smash into all your opponent's monsters. It's very good. It's also a good way for getting rid of trigger effects, continuous effects, and any quick effects that the opponent's monsters may have. Very good card. It's very strong. Works well in Bane of Darkness. Then we have 1 Piece in the Darkness. So, our Spell and Trap Zone does get full using Dark Magical Circle and Eternal Soul. So you don't want to ever run more than 2 Pieces in Darkness, because if you can't use the second one, like, it's just a brick, does nothing. It's good to run at just 1. Good ratio there. 1 Dark Magic Attack. You can surge it with Eternal Soul, and typically you would only need to use 1 Dark Magic Attack throughout the duration of an entire duel. This is a good card. Very good card, just at 1. Very nice. Oh, excuse me, sorry. Then we have 1 Fusion Recovery. As I've said many times before with Bane of Darkness, you only ever need to Fusion Summon twice. You never summon more than 3 monsters. 1 Fusion Recovery is perfect. Very nice. Good numbers. Then, for the last bits of the main deck, we have 2 copies of Eternal Soul. Now, I've run 3, because, 3, like, maximizes the chances of drawing into Eternal Soul. 2's also good, so that you don't brick on Eternal Soul, and you can draw into other cards as well. This is a good number. Personally, I would maybe run 3. And for you guys, if you're wondering, do I use 2? Do I use 3? What I would recommend is just do some playtesting, like in ranked. Like, run 2, see how 2 works for you. If you find that you're not drawing into Eternal Soul enough, then bump it up to 3. If you find that you are drawing into Eternal Soul enough, then 2 might be good. With 3 copies, if you're drawing into Eternal Soul too much, you might think, I might need to bump it down to 2. You know, it just depends on your playtesting and just how well you, the game treats your hands and stuff. With the main deck out of the way, time to get into the extra deck. Now the 4 fusions will always stay the same with Bane of Darkness, the Dark Magicians, Dark Cavalry, Buster Blade of the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman, and Dark Paladin. The 4 mandatory cards you must run for Bane of Darkness, all here, very good. And also the other mandatory card, Imdark the World Chalice Dragon, to make the Buster Blade of Fusion easier. All the recommended cards are here. Awesome, this is very good. Very, very good. You always want to run those 5 cards, like these 5 cards. Always want to run them. Never run, never go below one of these. Like, so don't exclude Dark Paladin or the Buster Blade of Fusion or Dark Cavalry or the Dark Magicians or Imdark. Always run these 5. And then you can use the other 4 as whatever other picks you want. Reason being is because these are the cards we always play. We're never going to play anything else with Bane of Darkness until the skill changes, or until we get better monsters. Yeah, these are your primary tools. Then for other monsters, we got number 11 Big Eye for Xyz. Very good, very good pick. Because you know when you summon Buster Blader with the skill's effect, and then normal summon Dark Magician, you can just go into Big Eye and steal your opponent's biggest monster. I think the best steal I've ever gotten is stealing the opponent's Rainbow Neos and then using Rainbow Neos against them and just completely shutting down all their spells and traps or getting rid of all their monsters. You know, it's funny to watch. If you can steal a Rainbow Neos, nice job. Yeah, Big Eye's a good card. You'd never run more than one's plenty. Ebon Illusion Magician, this is a classic DM card. Never run more than 1. Just classic. 2 monsters, summon out Dark Magician, and then when Dark Magician declares an attack, you can use Ebon Illusion Magician's effect to target a card the opponent controls and banish it. Very, very good effect. Yeah, it's just a very good pick for an Xyz monster. Then we have 2 more monsters. We have Nightmare Phoenix, classic Link monster. Dark Magician can make this easy. You know, 2 monsters with different names. Then you can discard a card and target a spell or trap your opponent controls and destroy it. It's good spell trap removal. Then you also have Security Dragon. Now, Security Dragon is an interesting one. Once while face up on the field, if this card is co-linked, you can target one monster your opponent controls and return it to the hand. So if you want to use this effect, the only way to use this well would be to make Security Dragon first, and then you either make Imdark underneath, if you haven't used the Buster Blader Dragon, the Buster Blader Fusion monster during the duel, link summon Imdark, or you link summon Nightmare Phoenix. Because Nightmare Phoenix, if it's co-linked, when you activate the effect to target a spell trap that your opponent controls and destroy it, you will get to draw a card. So if you make Security Dragon and then make Nightmare Phoenix underneath it, that's a free card. Very good if you're able to drag out the duel long enough, and you're able to get many monsters out. This is good. And it makes a lot of sense to have these 2 options when you've got 2 copies of Apprentice Illusion Magician, because you can just summon out monsters easy. Yeah, no, this is a very, very solid deck list. And the fact that Ray managed to get to King Games in April, huge props to them. Huge props. Yeah. With that being said, we'll check out the replay as well, the King Games rank up match replay. So, let's see what they're playing against. So blue is, you know, our guy Ray, and red is Heroes. Heroes, very boring. Ooh, okay, Heroes are going first. So we'll just play this through. And no voice lines, good. Alright, so let's see. Now, the only problem with this replay, I can't comment on what these cards are, what plays Ray could have done. The only way I'm going to be able to commentate on this replay is, like, commenting on what I can see. So, Jaden has activated the skill, discarding Elemental Hero Liquid Soldier. What is he setting? He's setting Armed Dragon Thunder level 10. Classic hero play. grab polymerization for free, and get Super Poly. Super Poly is so problematic against Dark Magician. Activates polymerization using, we have Neos and Liquid Soldier as material. So he had a second Liquid Soldier. He was just gonna draw cards anyway. So now Sunrise activates its effect to add Miracle Fusion. Liquid Soldier activates its effect to draw 2 cards and then discard 1. So we'll see what happens. He discards Crosskeeper. This is a problem because now heroes can just keep drawing cards, you know, and it's like we don't like heroes will just get access to all the interruption stuff, which is very annoying. Then he grabs Miracle Fusion. See what happens from there. Normal summons. Hang on, let me pause there. Normal summons Elemental Hero Blaze Man. Then he used the effect to send Elemental Hero Solid Soldier to the graveyard. And now Elemental Hero Blaze Man has become the same attribute, attack and defense as Solid Soldier. Activates Miracle Fusion, banishing Solid Soldier and Neos to make Elemental Hero Brave Neos. Now he's going to activate Crosskeeper to draw 2 cards, put 1 on the bottom of the deck, flip summon Dragon Thunder level 10, and set the Pendulum Scale Dark Doriado. This is an odd choice for a hero deck. Very, very odd. But anyway. And then he passes turn. Does not set Super Poly. If you're playing heroes, you must set Super Poly so you can, Super Poly your opponent's monsters. Him not setting Super Poly was a massive mistake. I don't understand why he didn't, but this is what's going to cost the hero player the duel. Watch. So, Ray's activating Book of Eclipse. Immediately switching off Dragon Thunder level 10's effect. And it's going to get chaotic from here. So now the bonus, so the bonus that Dark Doriado would give, monsters gaining attack and defense. That's not going to work now until they flip face up. So now Ray's going to activate the skill, shuffle a card, reveal DM, set Buster Blader. No, we're going to activate Pierce in the Darkness, animation. We'll skip through that though. Activate Pierce in the Darkness, normal summon DM, draw 1 card, really good. Bane of Darkness, add Polymerization and Diffusion Wave Motion. Then, the best monster to play into this board, Dark Cavalry. Fusion Summon, there we go, there it is. We have Diffusion Wave Motion targeting Dark Cavalry. And now, 1 copy of Apprentice Illusion Magician attack into Sunrise, and that's just game. See, with no interruptions on the field, this hero player had no chance. No chance at all if Ray had the right cards, and he did. Ray had the right cards. Absolutely amazing, absolute cinema. So that's the replay there, and that's the deck. Very nice, and it's probably going to be something I run for the May 2025 season. Which, I'll give you guys a quick peek. This is what I'm going to be running from here on. So it's pretty much a copy of Ray's deck list, because I want to get King Games myself and prove yes, what he did is legit. But I fully well believe that Ray got there legitimately. I have no doubts whatsoever. But I still want to prove to everyone, to people that might doubt, it's possible. I'm just running an extra copy of Eternal Soul, play testing purposes. If it's going to be bricky for me, then I'll get rid of it. And put it down to 2, but yeah. This is going to be my deck list for May. Now, the meta analysis. So, with the ban list happening, Resonators are going to get weaker. We need to have a look at the ban list again, because I completely forgot what's happening. Excuse me, sorry, with the ban list. we go back. So, I mean, you don't care about Warlock. So, the Tindangle FTK is going to be gone. Protoplan is going to be very weak now. Salamangreat got weaker. Resonator's got weaker. Infernity is going to be coming back. Orcust is going to be coming back. Borreloid Link is definitely going to be coming back. Invoke decks are going to be a lot stronger. Odd Eyes decks are going to be stronger. Necros is going to be stronger. Shiranui is going to be stronger. Synchros in general are going to be stronger. Lunar Lights will be coming back, maybe. Silent Swordsman decks, I don't know if anyone plays this anymore, but Silent Swordsman cards will be coming back, I'm guessing. And then with the skills, Lyrilusk is going to be weaker, which is good. Time Thief is going to be stronger. So those are just the existing decks. They're just going to get stronger, weaker. It's still going to be rough for DM, especially considering the fact that a new box dropped, which just adds tons of Ancient Gear cards. So all the Ancient Gear cards are now in the game, I believe so, which is a problem. Odd Eyes are getting more cards, you know, new strategies they can play. Skystroker gets a new monster, so now they're going to get stronger. And, you know, Spirits are going to become a deck, which is probably going to be like just an Xyz deck, my guess is. And Konami surprisingly dropped the entire Exosister archetype into the game, except for one card, which is a bit strange. Like, there is the one card that's missing is Exosister Martha, which, you know, if you control no monsters, you can special summon the card from the hand, special summon a Exosister Ellis from deck, and like you can just Xyz for free. I'm guessing they didn't add Martha because they don't want Exosister to be broken just yet. But Exosister is a really good deck that counters decks that summon from the graveyard, and what do you know? We summon from the graveyard. So it's going to be a very big problem for us. Especially this monster as well. That's going to be very annoying to deal with. With the Ancient Gear deck, if I look on Duel Links meta, the only card that they're missing is Ancient Gear Gadget. But still, it's pretty well. The full Ancient Gear archetype is just in the game now, and it's yeah, I believe the reason they haven't added Ancient Gear Gadget into the game is because they're probably worried about it being abused, like, you know, declaring a monster, spell, or trap, and then if a monster you control attacks, your opponent can't activate the like the card type that was declared until the end of the damage step. They probably don't want Ancient Gears to be too busted, but Ancient Gears is definitely going to be, like, you know, strong, like way stronger now. They've also got a skill as well. Excuse me, sorry. If we go to the trader, we go to trader, we have a look at the exchange skills list. So we've got Spiritual Calling, which is for the spirits, you know, for the spirit archetype or spirit type monsters. Ancient Gear Engineering, you know, just helps play the game for you. Odd Eyes Venomous Affection, which, you know, lets you play Odd Eyes Venom Dragon, and what do you know? Skill has an effect where monsters you control whose original name is Odd Eyes Venom Dragon can attack directly. Gonna be very annoying. And there's also another Pendulum skill as well that was added to the game. Just Pendulum support. So yeah. Are we gonna be getting anything anytime soon? I'm honestly not sure at this point. Like, we've been waiting for so long. Skill buff, new cards, like anything. We haven't really gotten anything that's going to be helping us. So in reality, we're just going to have to wait and see what happens. I'm hoping Konami release something soon. Hoping they release something with the next main box, but by the looks of leaks that have been coming out of various cards and stuff, it doesn't look like DM is going to be getting something anytime soon, but I'm just hoping something this year. We just have to wait and see. Yeah, hopefully we get something, and hopefully we can start crushing the meta again. But yeah, that's really about it. That's all there is to it. I'm going to be doing my best to get to King Games this month, and we'll just see how it goes. But with that being said, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.